Hey guys, my name is Yangha Kim. I'm currently a sophomore studying computer science here at Drexel, and I'm going to be sharing my testimony with all you today. Since I was young, I was raised Catholic, and growing up, I ended up growing really close to friends who were really serious about their Christian faith. Although I had given up going to church by high school, I still naturally ended up growing closer and closer to these friends. These friends weren't only there to keep my bad habits in check. While I didn't notice, God used them to pour His love into my life. When it was time to apply to colleges, I had applied to multiple schools for pre-med, but only to Drexel for computer engineering. But after giving it a lot of thought, I concluded a month before college deposits were due that I wanted to pursue something related to computers. Obviously, I ended up coming here to Drexel, but I constantly fought with myself and my parents because we were all unsure of the decision I was about to make. Then college started, and since I had grown up with the same childhood friends all my life, I found it hard to make friends who were with people who weren't like them. It was especially hard because I had grown up with Christian friends who took their faith seriously, and since I was trying to avoid church, I found it difficult to connect with the non-believers I was surrounding myself with. Secondly, I grew up in an area densely populated with Koreans, so making friends with anyone not Korean was even more foreign to me. Lastly, Drexel wasn't a named school my parents or I had ever really heard of, and so I had a very condescending mindset towards all my classmates because I thought I was better than them. By the time midterms came around, I had no friends. Looking into transferring out, I read that it was extremely hard to transfer out of Drexel because of its quarter system and co-op. I regretted coming to Drexel so much, especially after fighting with my parents for so long. During midterm week, I was walking down towards Haggerty when in front of the rec center, a girl gave me a flyer to GCC. I had gotten multiple flyers beforehand, but never really considered going. Even the sheer thought of having to meet 100 or so new people at once scared me, but I only signed up for family group because my closest friends growing up were always Christians. Without them, I don't know if I even would have considered it. Family group was the first thing GCC related I had attended, and I remember how so overjoyed I was when I met the servants team. Family group created a setting that was so inviting where someone like me who knew nothing about the Bible could give their feedback and their perspective without any fear of being judged, while having my questions and answers treated with as much importance as anyone else's. That weekend, I accepted Christ during my first Sunday service at GCC. Now that a year has passed, I think I have a clear picture of what God has been trying to teach me since then. I've always been a very judgmental and self-centered person. I'm someone who wants people to know about my accomplishments, my good deeds, my grades, my possessions, my good morals, etc., and give me praise and affirmation. Also, if you didn't try to get to know me first, I immediately didn't like you and judged everything about you. My definition of showing love meant outwardly being nice to you if you were on my good side, or just plain out not being mean to you if you were on my bad side. But the GCC community completely redefined that. Whenever I got to know someone, whether it be through a meetup or just by hanging out, I felt that we were both equally as interested, as invested in the relationship, and as thankful to have been united as brothers and sisters of Christ. I still distinctly remember how I met almost every upperclassman that I've come to know so far because of how determined they all were to make me feel welcome. Everyone just seemed as quick to love as I was to judge. Like I mentioned before, I'm someone who always wanted others to be impressed by me, and having all these upperclassmen wanting to know more about me would logically fuel that unhealthy desire. But their willingness to listen and to reach out to me first fueled a yearning to do the same for others. Most importantly, I've come to accept that despite all of us coming from different backgrounds, we're all striving to build our lives upon the same foundation, that is Jesus Christ. It's really funny looking back and realizing that God has been planning out my life this whole time. From my friends back at home to me coming here to Drexel, I think I'm finally learning to drop my expectations, to stop planning things my own way, and rather trusting God with my future. I remember thinking to myself every day with so much regret, if only I had chosen another school, things would be so different. Now I say that with so much joy and delight, because I probably still would be living a life devoid of God. Personality-wise, I may still be the same teenage boy I was a year ago, but now I'm not only able to accept the life God has given me, but to love every part of it, because I now know that although I had never believed in Him, although I just mindlessly sinned, although I entered college with the intention of avoiding church completely, my God loved me so much as to overlook all these things and call me His son. College is definitely a time where I'll learn more about God, where I'll learn more about myself, and where I'll hopefully grow wiser. But never will I know myself enough. Never will I be wise enough to make the right decisions on my own. I did absolutely nothing. I had never even read a single chapter in the Bible before coming to college. But by His grace, my life has been changed for eternity. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Yangha, for your